Mike King Biz, the premier business media brand covering and connecting Central Virginia. It's home to Mike King Biz Radio, producer of On the Mic with Mike RVA, which airs on ESPN Richmond 106.1 FM, The Choice 105.3 FM, and worldwide on IBGR.network. Follow Mike King Biz for the best business-ish content in RV.
About attraction, but you guys are in the retention business as well, and that's helping businesses here stay here and grow.
We absolutely are all about retention, working with a lot of our companies. As you know, a lot of folks are reevaluating their office space, and we want to have conversations with them to make sure that we can continue to provide good value for them, Mike. So retention is absolutely a critical part of our business. It's just as important as attraction. In some cases, maybe even more, because it's a whole lot easier to grow an existing business than it is to bring a new one in.
What's the business climate? What are people saying out there these days from the last time that I talked to you 6-8 months ago?
You know, it's strong as folks are coming out of COVID. Certainly with the office market, folks are reevaluating their space. A little bit of concern because of, interest rates going up as much as they did. But I'll tell you, from an activity standpoint, it's as strong as I've ever seen it, particularly industrial data center activity. Lots of progress out there. Lots of folks that are anxious to invest.
So you guys are you back out traveling the world as you were before?
We are. We've
the world is opened back up again.
The world is opened back up again. We've done some traveling. Did some traveling this fall. My colleague Twyla was over in Europe a couple of times. We'll be back in Europe. We do domestic traveling all around. We also have an Asia trip early next year. So we're doing what we can to spread the word.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic with Mike. We're coming to you from the Henrico Economic Development event. John Vitokis is here. Welcome back to the program, sir.
Thank you, Mike.
Did I get the name right? Well, how close was it?
You were perfect.
Okay, good. Henrico County Administrator, welcome back. All righty, real quickly, tell folks who you are and what you do.
So, Henrico County Manager John Vitokis, going into my 11th year as the manager, and basically responsible for all of the governmental operations within the county.
Henrico County has a lot of wins on the economic development side. You guys are forward thinking. What did you learn coming through the pandemic that you didn't do before, that you realized that that's a winning formula, but we had never done it before?
Well, obviously, the way that we communicate. I mean, some of the meetings, some of the outreach, if you will, during the pandemic, we never closed. Our buildings largely were open. The businesses actually, I think back to the restaurants, and that was the key for us during the pandemic, where we were able to shift outdoors and help restaurants like Terrence, where we are right now, be able to serve people outdoors, shift to grab and go, pickup, and from a permitting standpoint, it was literally like this.
That was a question that we had before when we talked in the past with Dr. Casey as well. If someone had told you years ago that you'd be able to turn those things around, what would you have said?
Oh, yeah.
It's not possible.
Oh, yeah. So we were actually, from the permitting standpoint, we were processing those faster than we ever had. And we had a good number of the workforce that was actually working from home. I will tell you, it does feel good to be able to get back in person and be able to see everyone. And literally, I think everybody just missed that human connection.
Henrico County, great place to live, work, and play. One of the big things you'd like to tell folks about Henrico right now. Something new and exciting.
New and exciting.
Anthony always promises me the breaking news, and he gets the next one, because you guys always have breaking news happen.
So there is. I have Anthony Romanello in the Economic Development Authority. We're so blessed to have him. And we have, right now, we just got the new jobs report, if you will, as far as the number of jobs that are in Henrico County. And so we again come out in the Commonwealth, in the state, number 2 behind Fairfax. and think about population, the density that's in Fairfax, what we have here, #2 in the state of jobs, Anthony Romanello and ABA. This is a celebration of some of the companies. Thank you for putting out the work.
This is what we do. Hey, this is my county, regardless of what people say. I'm all around, but I'm straight up Henrico. John, I'd like to thank you for coming on the program. What am I? Because Mike coming to you from Terrence. Thanks now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to one of Mike King here. We are at the Henrico Circle with Henrico Economic Development, good friends, Anthony Romanello. Ebony is here as well. Thank them for the invitation. Ready? So one of the things we always talk about is the staff that's working, but the board plays an important part. I have one of the board members here from Economic Development. So let's get your name and what you do.
Sam Bagley.
Sam Bagley. How long have you been on the board for Economic Development?
Going on 2 years. I represent the Broward district.
A lot of exciting things happening over in the East End. And see, but not from being here, I didn't realize. I kind of got caught up with everyone with the shiny stuff on the West End. And it wasn't until I met Anthony Romanello and he said, the business gets paid for on the East End.
Right.
And a lot of people don't realize that, a lot of big wins. So what's happening on the East End and your district in particular that would be interesting to people?
Well, we've got the White Oak Technology Park. A lot of development has been going on over there. We're down to a number of sites left. Will be completely sold out, but we're getting constant inquiries about buying that land. And a lot of database warehouses going in there. Facebook, big development of Facebook. So, Anthony's right.
The bills get paid.
That's right. We get those on the roll, and that helps pay for a lot of other stuff.
And a lot of times they say those are things that fund the community engagements, the smaller things. It's when the big players come to town.
And I just went to a meeting a couple weeks ago. Dominion was holding an open house up there. They got a new transmission line into White Oak Technology Park to power some of the new construction and buildings that's going in there. Thank everybody for coming. Got quite a boisterous crowd out there to talk about that.
There you go. All right, you're ready to start. Appreciate it. Thank you for coming on the program. Thanks, now.
Compete with. And I'm pleased to say that one of the localities that we compete with on a daily basis, if we didn't add a job for 26.6 years, and they added the highest number of jobs that they've had in the past 10 years for 26.6 years, in 26 years we'd be even.
A fighter, and a dreamer, and full-time making ends meter. Early riser with a nudge. High school struggler and now college achiever surrounded by believers. Quick learner and little timer. But I'll make the time. And with my degree, I will give of my time. What's your and?
Your business, you're taking business talent from around the globe, and everybody has a perspective. What's working in Africa may not be working in America, what's not, and you bring in talent from New Zealand, Australia. Talk about where the talent comes from to bring their business perspective.
Well, we've over the last 3 or 4 months, we've made a major engagement with Africa and with India. Now, of course, that's a little different problem. India can trade as one market. Africa is not a single market. And so we've got a lot of presence in South Africa, Nigeria, and Kenya. And what we're doing is we're bringing in their perspective on the issues related to, for example, finance. What is different in trying to get your business financed in Nigeria, which is considerable because the Nigerian banking system, I'll be polite and say it's dysfunctional. I could say more, but it doesn't really work. So we have people from those countries. I've got somebody from Nairobi on. I got somebody from Lagos. I have somebody from Port Harcourt. I've got somebody from Pretoria. And now we go over to India, and we've got programming coming in from Bangalore, Mumbai, Delhi, And so they're each providing their own perspective of what's going on. And right now, Africa is going to get seriously hit because a lot of companies have been outsourcing to Africa as the next growth. They're not going to India. I mean, they're not going to China. They're not going to Southeast Asia. They're going to Africa. But now with the recession looming, a lot of them are pulling back. India doesn't have that problem. India might not have any recession whatsoever. Whereas China's in serious trouble, so is the United States, so is Europe. And so those are the type of issues that we bring out every day on the air.
Let me ask you something. It's Mike King, Bill Eastman of International Business Growth Radio. That is my home, Saturdays, 10 a.m. in the East. So, Bill, the world is interconnected from a business standpoint. What is the mood of business, say, in America as opposed to on the African continent, as opposed to India? And how much do each other look at the other guys and say, I see what's happening there. Maybe I can find business opportunity, or maybe I can sort of stay away from mistakes that they've made?
I would say that over the years, everybody looked to the United States as kind of the model of how to manage a business. And that is shifting, is that India is becoming more and more of the place that people are looking for an operational model. So the perception of the United States is a waning power. And there's a lot going on around that. The conflict between Ukraine and Russia has really created a rift for us around the world, not because of our support for Ukraine, but the United States unilaterally froze Russian accounts of Russian business owners without due process. People who are just like you and I, Mike, who are just happen to be Russian and have a business overseas, and I got $1 million in the Bank of England and it's frozen. And there's no due process for me to get my money. Why? Because I'm a Russian. I have nothing to do with what's going on in Ukraine. And so a lot of the third world countries, India being one of those, is looking at it, they're going, it may not be smart to get your money in the Western system anymore because they act arbitrarily. Now, if they don't like you, you do something they don't like, they're going to confiscate your money. And so this has really raised the status of China because China and Russia are now kind of in cahoots, and there may be that there's an alternative to the dollar being a reserve currency. Also, China is really getting behind cryptocurrency around the yuan. So there's a real shifting of power right now, and a lot of the non-aligned, what you call non-aligned countries, are trying to decide whose side they want to be on. And the perception is that we're waning power. So that is what I'm hearing from news reports coming out of the continent of Africa.
MIKEKINGBIZ on the Mic with Mike, Richmond's premier business radio platform.
Make it move. Judging how you judge it, say we going corporate. Nah, we just corner boys with the corner office. I'm at the cap table, what the splits is. Not that cap table, boy, we live this.
Promoting how business can make the community better. No one does it better than MIKEKINGBIZ on the Mic with Mike. Check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to On the Mic with Mike. We're here at the graduation 2023 for Bryan and Stratton College. It's going to be an outstanding affair. We're going to talk to educators, the administration, as well as students. So stay tuned.
Well, this is one of our first times having a winter graduation. So we're very excited. This is the inaugural graduation, and we're celebrating our students who graduated in August 22 and December 22. So now they don't have to wait. So this is the beginning of us doing 3 graduations per year.
Friends and family and graduates, it's something, it's monumental. It's life-changing, to see the graduates walk across the stage, to know they put in their efforts, their sweat equity to get the job done, to move on to their career. That's life-changing for all of us.
This is graduation. It is the most wonderful time of the year for us in the world of education. Students are here. This is the culmination of what they've been waiting for, what they started, and they're here to receive their degrees and diplomas and share that moment with their family and friends.
We have the brain trust. We have an luminary of academic talent here. All right, so really quickly, Beth Murphy, why are we here today?
We are celebrating our January graduation, so we're honoring our August and December 2022 graduates.
Multiple classes.
Multiple classes, and we're so excited. This is our first annual January graduation, and we are thrilled that we have Dr. Casey as our keynote speaker, and of course Dr. Fusilier has led the efforts in planning the event.
Alrighty, Dr. Casey, you always have words of wisdom for us. Drop it on us what it means to be the speaker today.
Well, first off, I do a lot of speeches, but this one's so important I actually wrote it down today. No, but I'm just so excited. I saw all the grads earlier. We need some of the workers that are being generated from this school, especially the health profession and this nursing and all the nurses and all the talent that's coming out of here today. We are ready for tomorrow in this region to serve our people better.
Dr. Fusilier, welcome back.
Hi.
This is a big day.
Yes,
This
it
is the culmination day. Family members here, friends are here. Let's talk about the culture of Bryan and Stratton.
Well, we are a culture of promoting and getting people excited about education and moving forward. And this is an example of what that looks like. And we're excited for what all our graduates have to do going forward.
It is always a pleasure. Bryan and Stratton here, doing some really great things in the Chesterfield community. Dr. Casey, this is someone Dr. Casey shows up. It truly is. It's a big deal. So we'd like to thank you. We're the Mike with Mike, Beth Murphy, Dr. Casey, Dr. Fusilier. We're here. We got to go. Thanks. Now take care. On the Mike with Mike King back here at the Bryan and Stratton graduation. There's a lineup of the graduates right there. Stretching back, family members are coming in. Family and friends are coming in. We talked to Beth Murphy just a few moments ago. We just wanted to bring the information to you and these great pictures. Take a look at the graduates, ladies and gentlemen. The classes of 2022 here at Bryan and Stratton graduation 2023.
Used to make do, and now I'm making a name for myself and my family. I've got no room for discouragement, only encouragement, and I'm being taught business like it's nobody's business, at home and in class. And hold the door, please, because this elevator's going straight up. What's your and?
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's On the Mic with Mike. We're here over at the Women on Wealth event here. I got the coach here, Coach Wooten. Welcome back to the program.
Thank you so much, Mike. Thank you so much for having me on your show once again.
All right, so tell people who you are and what you do.
Okay, all right. Again, I'm so excited. My name is Barvinio Wooten. I'm the owner and head coach of my own women's professional basketball team, the Richmond Roadrunners. I'm so excited being here with Dr. Danny and Dean Robbins in terms of just this empowerment center with the Women's Business Center right here on the campus of my alma mater, Virginia Union University.
That's
yes.
A lot of great things happening here at VUU. Alrighty, so we talk about the basketball side of it. Let's talk, now that's the coach side. And when people say, hey, coach, people don't run up to you and say, hey, owner.
No, they say, hey, Coach Wooten.
Hey, Coach. Let's talk about the business side of it. What that takes to make dreams come true with that.
Well, number one, it definitely takes a lot of hard, what I call sweat equity. You definitely have to get out into the community. You have to come to events like this where you're networking, you're meeting individuals, you're basically branding yourself. You're telling people why they should join your business or why they should even invest in your business. And I'm so excited right now. The business side of it is that you definitely got to get out and you got to network and you got to meet other people that have a common interest in your business and they want you to be in value, like to the city of Richmond or to the state of Virginia, where we can basically allow individuals to see that owning a small business is definitely doable.
All right, from the coaching standpoint, when you're out there, you see the light come on, you try and teach, and then the game happens, and then you see what you had coached them up on, and they do it. What's that feel like?
Oh, wow. You know what? I remember when I was a student athlete and I would hear coaches say that, like years later, the students would come back and they would just be in awe. They would just feel so good about what they poured into them and they were able to live to tell the story. So I'm like that now. So now I really get joy out of it. I'm excited when I'm able to pour into these young ladies about them not only just playing the game, but giving back to the community, going down there, you know, coaching in the AAU programs, the little girl programs, and then to see them grow. Like I have a couple young ladies on my basketball teams that I know that are stakeholders in the organization.
Let me ask you, what was it like the first time somebody called you coach? What did that feel like?
That's an excellent question. Now, I'm a little stumped on that. Normally, I'm not stumped, but if I can answer that question, I would say it was the opportunity to inspire and to nurture and to motivate young people.
There you go, Coach Wooten, basketball team owner. That's
Richmond Roadrunners, RVA Roadrunners.
And that's where they can find you?
They can find me on our website, which is www.rvaroadrunners.com. We're also on Instagram. That's rva.roadrunners, and we're also on Facebook. So we're out there on social media. Please subscribe to us. Matter of fact, we're also on the YouTube. We have our own YouTube channel as well. So if you want to go back out and see some of our past games from last year's and see how well we've done, I definitely encourage you to do that. Join us, subscribe to us, and we'll see you next season.
Hey, we're going to be seeing you on the mic with Mike.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm coming back with Mike.
That's right.
Give it back to the mic.
All right, there we go. We got to go. Take care now.
All righty.
Welcome to Miss Gurley's. Conveniently located at 4809 Parker Street in the heart of Fulton. We take food back to the basics, just like our grandmother used to do it, the way we've always done it. So grab your family, grab your friends, and come taste a little bit of home.
Time you dropped some things on us, but like I said, I have to bring you in to school me on Black historical music because now I grew up with the R&B and gospel. You're bringing me stuff that I've never heard before.
Well, it's I think that's partly the fault of radio.
Mm-hmm.
Radio plays what sells, and exactly, and they play the same things over and over again because it's all about keeping people's ear there. So when you have something like WNRN out of Charlottesville that plays unusual stuff, they'll go from a soul song to an indie rock song to a bluegrass song like that. And you'll be listening to a banjo picking and a guy singing about, losing money in a card game. And then all of a sudden you've got this crazy sounding, lot of beats and things going on. So they really mix it up. And when you're riding around in your car and you're listening to those guys, you're going to hear like radio used to be. I always thought it was funny. It was called broadcasting. You remember back in the day, you could hear Neil Young, then you'd hear Jimi Hendrix, then you'd hear Sly and the Family Stone and the Isley Brothers, and then you'd hear some bubblegum pop thing. It was all mixed together. They didn't format it out and say, okay, we're going to play classic rock where you're going to hear the same 10 songs by the same 10 bands. And it was all mixed together. So you got exposed to stuff. And you got to find those stations that do that now.
There you go, Jimmy Spadden, writer extraordinaire music. All right, so you brought some music with you.
I did.
Who'd you bring with you?
This is a local guy, and I'll tell you about this. Okay, so I had a great interview with Rodney. It's going to be in the next issue of Okra Magazine, which should hit the racks at Barnes & Noble and Books A Million around the 11th of February.
Okay.
We also have a feature story in there on the Good Road as well. And the feature story is focused on the James River. So we got that, I've got those 2 articles in there, but I met Rodney, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. This guy put on a show at the Hippodrome in December that was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I had heard him solo at the Richmond International Film Festival, one of the after parties. And I thought, man, this guy's good, right? But he's up there with an 11-piece band. And I'm telling you what, it was classic soul. He's got the moves, he's got the dance steps, he's got the presence, and he took that stage, he grabbed that mic, and he owned the audience.
Al Green was there, and he said it was outstanding.
It was amazing. At one point in the show, he does a couple of gospel numbers, right? And people are getting up and they're shouting, they're dancing, they're jumping around. And I'm looking over at this guy in a wheelchair, and I thought, if he gets up and walks, I'm passing out.
It's like okay, it's gonna. Who else you brought with you?
I brought a fellow we've talked about before, Eric Bibb. But I want to tell you first about a little bit more about Rodney.
Okay.
So he's got this EP out. It's got about 6 songs on it. When you listen to this, what's really cool is he writes his own tunes. And it sounds like you're in 1970. You feel like when you listen to this, I've heard this before. And in the set, when he's doing this and he combines in something from Marvin Gaye or Al Green, his songs sit right up there with him. And there's no change in the, like, oh, yeah, that was a Rodney tune. Now this is this. It all sounds like it belongs together.
There you go, gentlemen. Patton. Ladies and gentlemen, Shako Records. How can people get more info about them?
So you can go to shakorecords.com. You could go to Rodney Stith's website. He's also on Facebook. He's got a concert coming up in Petersburg with the Soul Foundation.
I'm really excited to get dressed, get fancy, put on my dancing shoes, and have a great time with everyone in February.
We had a whole bunch of like casino games going on, and the food was amazing. There was really fun music.
To see the amount of people in the room and the love, and these people giving their hard-earned money to make sure that families like us can sustain ourselves. It was beautiful.
And it was very nice to be able to put faces with the names of people that you've heard about and things, and they just come up and give you a big hug and make you really feel like family.
When I walked in the room, I was surprised because I saw a lot of people, of course, people that I didn't know, but just to see all those folks in that room gathering around, supporting me and my family, essentially, and the other ladies and their family was kind of, it was a big moment for me.
I decided to get into real estate because I wanted to be able to provide a legacy for my family and also be able to be there as my children grow up. I am able to now provide flexibility within my schedule and also be present for my clients. My name is Nicole Reed with Nicole Reed Real Estate and Associates, and I help individuals and businesses buy, sell, and invest in real estate. We believe that everybody deserves to build a legacy for their family and build generational wealth, and we believe that it can be done through real estate. Being in the top 1% in the state of Virginia of realtors and 5% nationally, my clients can rest assured that they have someone that is educated and very diverse within the marketplace. We want to make sure that we're looking and paying attention to every single detail when it comes to the transaction process and make sure that they feel comfortable and secure about making a decision, whether they're buying a home or selling a home. So if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, whether it's in Virginia or any state in between, make sure you call Nicole Reed Real Estate and Associates. Real estate redefined.